Grand high vibrations to the collective and to you. Got a quick collective message right here, download and a reminder, which is to just to remember how important your faith is going forward, and what that might mean in your daily life. Okay, so for example, not to project this upon you and whatnot, but like today I woke up and I really just wasn't in the move and the groove of things. I was really, sensing the electromagnetic fields around me, the phones and the things, and these things. I was peaking on it, and plus because I drank alcohol yesterday, which I do about once every 5 or 6 days now, which has been a real big accomplishment for me, because there's been many times in my life where I would just drink every day. But the more I grow into my God body, the more my God body rejects the alcohol. So that was today. Wake up early, and it's like, bruh, I know I need to get out here and make money or whatever, until I'm really just like set with the money stuff again. And so, I forced myself to get out, and I'm just feeling everything. And it was just a couple times, bro, where like I felt like the frames in front of me was moving faster than I could process, and I was like, bruh, man, they're really cranking up the frequencies right now. This alcohol ain't helping. Maybe I go more than 5 or 6 days without drinking alcohol, because I'm like, bro, this is stupid. Why am I doing this to myself? And I'm looking at other foods I don't even want. Like my God body is rejecting a lot of things that don't fit into it right now. It's just like even foods that were like plant-based already, but I just don't want them. It's like I keep circling back around to the breath, like how the breath is my most important food and what I need to be focused on the most. So like the faith part is this. It's like, okay, of course, it's our job to always be actively aligning with what we have in our heart and our visions and the missions that God has us to do. But I've learned to not be so rigid on what it looks like and how I get there. Because chances are, by the time I get there, like I'm not focused on like super clearly on what it's supposed to look like. I just know that there's certain benchmarks along the way where it's going to be at. But by not being so rigid on it, it allows me to like move like water to get there. And now, with how fast things are moving on the international global scale, like pieces are getting moved around by the time you get there anyways. So it's not even worth, spending so much psychic energy over or even talking about it a lot, because things are changing rapidly. So we just got to have faith and just move towards these things and getting closer into alignment. Like I was mentioning about my God body. I know things for me unlock more the more I respect my God body. The more I respect my God body and push more and more time in between inviting the alcohol spirit into me and stuff, like I have increased energy. I have my will and is increased and all these things, so like one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm in school for to get my real estate broker's license. I felt like that was a perfect skill for me to have. I got the background, foundational knack for it. And my time as a truck driver in all these different industries, I know the lay of the land in Middle Georgia very, very well, the markets, and it's also a very booming area. So it's like I know once I unlock that here this year in the upcoming months, like that's going to be a game changer where I can start collecting like $5, $10, $15,000 at a time, hitting those bigger licks again, where I can really fund my nonprofit with my time and energy and other inventions and apps and things that God put in my heart that's going to really help the infrastructure out here in the age of Aquarius. That's why you listen to your heart and your spirit when it comes to dealing with Drew Higg, because you want me in this game. You want me a player in this game, because I don't get the bread and just go disappear and hide off with the money. I put it to work. I come from a family who's intelligent. My granddad built systems and infrastructure for nuclear power plants. Like he'd go to the power plants. He'd get hired as a contractor from what he knew in his time in the Navy and all the stuff that he did, like learning and going down into the reactors, that they would hire him for consulting when the nuclear power plant had an issue. And he would go out there and he would stay for however long it was to figure out what caused the issue, what the issue is, what caused it, and to develop a system where it wouldn't happen again. And he would stay on the field for a month, 2 months sometimes, until it was fixed. And he had a step-by-step plan and a system and a procedure to leave behind to the power plant. And that's the same thing we're doing in the Middle Georgia region through the nonprofit, through inventions, through the apps, building these systems to fill the void. Necessity is the mother of invention. Mother of invention. So we'll call this necessity is the mother of invention. Have faith. Okay, so one thing I'm doing right now that I don't really care to be doing, and it's pretty much a waste of my time, is doing Uber. Because I shut down my trucking business and went all in to be a day trader in 2024. Then my mom died and I lost my land and house because I sold it, and she died because I was living with her. Then we lost the house because she died and no insurance paid back. And I didn't have my semi truck no more. So I was like, oh shoot, I got to hurry up and be a master trader in like 3 months. And it was just the most stressful time of my life. And I was forcing it. And it ended up depleting all that bread. And, but I got the skill, I learned it, it's very expensive tuition part. So I ended up doing the Uber to keep from going under and stuff. And I went and worked, but like, I value my time and my energy more than the money. So that's why I keep on doing the Uber right now as we transition. But yeah, I left out early today to go do the Uber stuff. And I was just like, bro, I'm not feeling it. I'm not digging it. I know what I got to do and need to do. And so that's where the faith comes in. Like some of these channel messages I share, I'm not going to be like other channelers that just be like, this is the collective message for everybody. It's like most of the channelers, they're telling you what is going on in their own life and they're just passing it on to you, which is fine if it's good things. Like as I get good things, like I'm going to push them down through here. Not everyone, because not every blessing's for everyone. You can't give diamonds and jewels to the swine. Also, but yeah, and I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she just kind of reminded me that she always been reminding me of that, that you're gonna be fine, bro, when it comes to the money thing. But that's what happens when you get me. When you come down like a military family, strict dad, his dad was strict, my mom's dad was strict, and he would go to war and come back and doing all this big stuff in Portsmouth and Norfolk, Virginia. So like, by the time it gets down to me, it's like I hold myself to that same, like my dad was the type of person that like, if I was at his house, like on the weekend or whatever, like even during the school years, like he needed us up. Like he'd be out cutting the grass, doing certain things to let us know that he's up and we're not, and that we should be up helping. So it's always this kind of like underlying thing in me that like if I feel like if I'm just being a human being and I'm not doing something, then I'm being wrong and like something's going to catch up to me and I'm not going to be able to handle my responsibilities or whatever. And that's, a lot of that's true. You got to be grounded in that, because if all we do is just sit around and be wishful, nothing ever changes and moves. So we got to walk that fine line, but also have faith that, it's like sometimes F it, bro. Let the world have its thing for a minute. As long as we're not like completely upside down in money, but you do got to have some type of skill out here, some way that you can transfer your time and energy for the right type of money and keep you in the flow. And that's for each person to know. I can't sit here and tell you like, oh, you need to be a truck driver, or you need to be an electrician. Really, I just hope you could just be a human being. But we're gonna have to do something to, to get a little money coming in, woo, until things change on that form. So necessity is the mother of invention. So you, as a part of this collective, and as a thinker, as somebody who receives this energy and downloads, I want you to always be thinking about that. Look around your neighborhood, your city, your areas, and find the voids. You know what I mean? Find where people are struggling. Find where something doesn't work right. Then create a solution. And that could be your business. That could be your service. Now, of course, it's always way more difficult than just having an idea, because anybody can have an idea. It's really about the execution of the idea. Necessity is the mother of invention. Hold your faith, but stay in alignment with what it is that you're getting to. Be a little easy on yourself, because you got to have compassion on yourself, because the world ain't going to do it. And stay strong. I'm going to holler at you on the next one very soon.